Ba-ba-bum.
Well, the trouble is with you, young man. You have no get up and go. Why don't you kindle the flame of ambition?
I'm sorry, but in a pilot like that. Gee, I wish I was out of school. I wish I had $1,000,000.
That's a silly wish.
With things so high, I better make it 2,000,000.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store, that was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
Getirsin.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Corporates.
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed. Rawlings bowling alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time. She wasn't always such a loner.
Да, черт. Может, там открыть можно? Не.
Help me
Speak
out.
to the guy in the apron. He might have something.
Да. Нет! Нет! Не хочу. Я уже взрослый. М? Я тебе шоколадку куплю. Шоколадку куплю. Шоколадку куплю тебе. А что хочешь? Не. Такая ты вредная, такая вредная. В кого такая выросла? Что ты еще все-таки?
Speak to the guy in the apron. He might have something.
Ну давай, вот.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
She was murdered late last night and still extremely drunk. You expect me to believe that she bought a quart here in the morning and it lasted her and her friends a whole day?
You have some way of proving that I'm lying about when she came in here?
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You
Давай
understand that?
другой вопрос зададим сначала.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
How many people will be sad she's gone? I'll be one of the few.
When Evelyn bought the booze, did she say who she was meeting or where she was going?
A young drinking friend of hers, I think. Don't recall his name. That's all? I can be more used to you than that.
Где-то еще что-то было. Блин, ну давай, ладно, я только...
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
She's an alcoholic and your friend. You still...
Неужели он такой честный? Неужели он такой честный? Прости.
Так, смотрите, на данный момент ситуация такая. Старые задания хобби, такой вес.
Я первый. Я первый. Да блин.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
She wasn't always such a loner.
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey. What do you think?
Speak to the guy in the apron. He might have some.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it. But she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
You're in a hospital. In a hospital? Let me out of here. But I'm your nurse.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society.
Mm-hmm.
You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. We'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
What do you think's wrong with him, doctor?
I don't know. I give him a thorough examination.
What's up, doc?
You have got.
So what next?
Next stop has got to be the bowling alley.
Не видит его.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Car 11K, car 11K, come in. Car 11K, car 11K, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly, return to Central, code 2.
11 King, in or out? Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Блин, там как нести. Спасибо.
It's a cop from the newspaper.
Что такое?
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
Evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Tarleson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
Sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
He ran the light on Olympics, and we finally collared him on Temple.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address from McCaffrey, who's loaned the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Son, you're a couple of shingles short of a
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, batch 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thanks.
How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me.
You're behind the wheel.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with it?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
This is business, Florence. You got a guy who works here by the name of Tiernan?
Sure we do. He's a pin setter. Clears the jams, works the gutters. Go right in. He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back. He's a nice boy.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
One heck of a subject.
Tiernan! LAPD! There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires! Hit him, Cole! Spit him out! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not clear-cut by any means. Phelps, you gotta get me closer! That is the end of that. It's about fucking time.
What the hell? Put your hands where I can see them.
My lord, watch out!
dog, but
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
still good.
McCaffrey is in apartment 6. Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Optimistic, Cole.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation, at least.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
Grosvenor McCaffrey! Running on a hangover, McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight. Give it up, LAPD. McCaffrey, you're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. Gotta be careful. Unless Tiernan set him up. Don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you? Whoever did it. So what's that Dahlia fuck?
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dog?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson's an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, Caffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down on my staff.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Sounds like half an answer to me, Tiernan. Were you sleeping with her?
That's none of your business.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
If you don't give me some reason to think differently about this, Tiernan, I'm gonna have to go to the DA.
I drank half a bottle of scotch. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us. Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist. He had nothing but vitriol for her. No, don't go! We both want the truth here.
What's he waiting for?
I was door knocking all morning.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Doesn't look good, Grosvenor. It's either you or Tiernan from where we're sitting.
Personally, I think Evelyn is better off, but I had nothing to do with it.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there? You're going to have to do better than that, detective.
Это провал. Это не допрос, это провал. Ну, короче, внимательно. Серьезнее отнестись.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
А он и Макафри, да?
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript. Back here. I've not said my piece yet.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to
Давай,
stop
вставай.
him with one round.
Ну ты же можешь встать-то. Не можешь? Почему ты не встаешь? Ну я не хочу его допрашивать.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Это не договаривай, но не письмо.
You'll have to do better than that, Grosvenor. We know about you and Evelyn.
Evelyn was a lush, and a boring one at that. You can't link her to me.
Блин, ну
You're off the
блин.
hook. For now.
Давай, книга.
We know that you thought enough of her to loan out your copy of the Metaphysics.
I what? I did no such thing. That bitch stole that book from my apartment. The impudent fucking moron.
And that made you angry?
Angry? I was livid. Looking up at me with that stupid face of hers, begging me to forgive her. Ah. Very good. That's one to you, detective.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Ну какие доказательства?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. And you have someone who can corroborate your story.
Unfortunately, no.
Ну вот,
It's either
видишь.
going to be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, detective. The party has good lawyers.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to one round.
They caught from the newspaper.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
She was old enough to be your mother, Tiernan. You banging her?
That's none of your business.
You a mama's boy, Tiernan?
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us.
Что ж такое-то?
Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist.
Ну, кое доказательства.
Vitriol for her.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
Come on, Tiernan. Either you killed her or she left the hotel. Why did she leave?
Look, I may have yelled at her. I was very drunk. It's hard to remember.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
No, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
The coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department in her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Ну ладно. Так и надо было сначала.
Are we going to the Mocambo this Saturday?
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
So you're telling me you were set up?
That's my conclusion.
Почему только сейчас появился телефон?
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down on my saddle.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. A local woman says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks, ma'am.
Parker.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have.
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse. And neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in a prison graveyard.
Ужасно. Почему мне не хватало? Ой, стыдно.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. The gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Kelly, rally with the first, then try for the Nambus.
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and enfilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant! Get back off this fucking bridge! They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions! We only have minutes! I'm in charge here, Sergeant! Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant! What's your unit, Sergeant? We don't have time for this, Lieutenant! What's your unit, Sergeant? I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river. My orders are to reconnoiter the... I think that that point is now moot. You have 10 men left. My orders are to save what's left. Move out!
Well done, lads. You did well with the Summers case. But we have a problem. The examiner received a new letter today.
Do you mind if I take a look, Ray?
Go right ahead. They've both been rinsed in gasoline like the previous letters, so I can't lift a print.
Is somebody gonna tell us what the hell's going on?
Another snippet from the Shelley poem. No one else but the killer knew about this message. Suffer woes which hope thinks infinite, and forgive wrongs darker than death or night. If the note is from the Dahlia maniac, he definitely also killed Teresa Terrell.
Mal and I agree.
But where does that leave us? If this is the Dahlia killer, and he is responsible for the Tarrells murder, not to mention the Moloch.
Hang on a moment, Skipper.
Let me finish, Rusty. We have 5 birds in hand and none in the bush. The department will not survive a scandal if we have to let them all go without catching a fiend first. Your careers will be over for a start, gentlemen.
Looking in wonder.
Ah, fuck it. I knew this run was too good to be true.
I hid myself within a fountain in a public square.
You like that stuff? What is it supposed to mean?
It's supposed to... Forget what it's supposed to... What does he want?
Where are you going with this, Cole?
He's obviously taunting us. He believes he's far more intelligent than we are.
Okay, it's some kind of story, right? A guy that God hates, chains him up.
It's an allegory, Rusty.
What? Story with 2 meanings. Symbolic. But that's what he wants us to think.
Could he be using it literally? Within a fountain in a public square? Could it be that easy?
Can somebody tell me what the fuck is going on?
The fountain in Pershing Square. Come on, we have a clue. Captain, thanks, Ray.
Be careful, Phelps. This is his game you're playing now.
How bad is it? Come on, you can tell me. I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the paper.
See him? Saw a picture in the paper.
Strings.
He wrote that too. The lady that cut up like a dolly. I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to stop him.
Can you drive to this one? All those cases, Rusty. What have I been telling you all along?
We gotta get this guy.
I know. Enough women have died.
Yeah, and it's our asses on the line too, Phelps. You heard what the captain said. The department is not gonna take responsibility for all those bad convictions.
Success is a double-edged sword.
Let's just get this sick pervert and have it done with.
Rather you than me, Phelps. You know the local hobos use that as a latrine.
Shit.
There is a cave, all overgrown with trailing, odorous plants which curtain out the day. Where next? Elizabeth Short, Betty Short, Black Dahlia.
Elizabeth Short's social security card.
Jesus Christ.
That's not all. There's another stanza from Shelley.
Can you work it out? Got a city map? See if you can work out where he's taking us. I don't like this freak leading us around by the nose.
Пещера. Хорошо, иди. Я не знаю.
This guy's got a screw.
You can drive.
Не, может быть, конечно, что и вот эта пещера.
Him. It's really him. Fucking killed the Dahlia. Can you believe this? He's leading us.
It's his game, Rusty. He may want someone to catch him, but he's extremely dangerous. I doubt if he will give up easily.
Suits me down to the fucking ground. We clip this fuck and we get citation. What a day to be a cop. Pencil pushing Parker will be able to shove me aside after this.
Nor should our investigation be in... I have every...
Так, ну типа закрыт, да? Пещера явно не пещера. Ам-ам. Звучит фантастично. Холодный спиральный, слезы гор.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Packages, your shining knight.
Я проще сделаю.
I'm stumped. How many caves are full of flowers in LA? Maybe it's a painting that looks like that.
Painting, чего?
Advice? How many caves are full of flowers in LA? Maybe it's a painting that looks like that.
Ну, может быть, вполне. Вполне можно сделать, что я не против.
Let me guess. Hiding from the wife?
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who caught her.
Заботился.
How many caves are full of flowers in LA? Maybe it's a painting that looks like that.
That's the guy from the paper. Solve that big case.
Пещеры с изображением цветов. Блин, ну вот нахуй ты, в принципе, то есть
From its curved roof, the mountain's frozen tears hang down, raining forth doubtful light.
Doubtful is right.
A chandelier. The glass dome at the halls of justice. It's worth a shot, Rusty.
Okay, Professor, one shot's all we got.
Бля. Ну это жесть вообще. А где он? Не. 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 Что за бред? Где он? Он же... Не. Не. Ну что так сложно? Не. Он уже помечен.
You know the way. You can drive.
Can I help you, sir?
Detectives, LAPD. This is very important, sir. How do we get to the top of the chandelier?
You what?
Have a little faith, pal. We're in a real hurry.
Head up to the top floor. There's an access panel and a ladder in the maintenance room.
Чонского есть.
I'm going out there, Rusty.
Better you than me. Be careful. Good.
Да блин, я же нажимал. Гонец влево. Нажму вправо. Это же логично. Ну, что здесь осталось?
Deirdre Muller's missing watch. The temple's high of man's ear and eye, roofed over sculptures and posy. Where have I seen that?
Jesus Christ, hold it off that goddamn thing. Find a rope, Rusty. It's time. See if you can swing that thing from side to side. Get it over the edge, then jump for it. Come on. It's gonna go any second. Swing that goddamn thing and jump for it.
That was too close.
Yeah, well, the higher you climb, the further you fall.
Let's get out of here.
Another Dahlia clue?
No. A yellow gold wristwatch.
The Molar Dame.
Yes. And a scrap of the poem.
Another location.
If I can work it out.
Где поэзия, свет, скульптуры, привет, где наука, вдохнув от усилия, ключевую водой и росоймой водой освежает дедалово крылья. Где поэзия, где скульптура, где наука. Где поэзия, где скульптура, где наука. Где поэзия, где скульптура, где наука. Ну, пойдем.
You're behind the wheel. He keeps mementos from all his victims.
This guy needs to be taken out of circulation.
He takes pleasure in stringing us along, demonstrating how much smarter he is.
You can enjoy it while it lasts. Got you now, genius. Coming for you.
Polish girls arrive at month.
Вкусно что? Ну что, полезем сразу наверх.
I'm pulling rank here, Cole. I'm not hauling myself up. Go get him, Tiger.
Slow me down anyway.
Че ты хоть взяла, что это такое? Ага. Да блин, ну я же нажимал. Да я опять нажимал, что не так? Еще в третий раз, ну конечно. Ну ебаный.
Sometimes a step backwards is a step in the right direction. Our Lady of Guadalupe, ripped from Antonia's necklace.
Раунд выстоит. Гипс меньше, что не назвали, но развал. Чистители, засыпанные прахом, когда-то были, двигались и жили. Толпа нечеловеческая, хоть смерть. Лежат, изображая страшных дел, раскинутые экстаты, капища, дома, объятые седьмым уничтожением, в угрюмой беспощадной глубине.
Round which death laughed, sepulchred emblems of dead destruction, ruin within ruin. So this is a treasure hunt.
Ну это-то точно эта херня.
What is it this time?
The religious medal from the Maldonado case.
The Dahlia, Moeller, Maldonado. This gets out.
We still have to find the guy, Rusty.
Another poem. You must have some idea, right? Come on, Phelps. We're on a roll here. Don't let me down.
Evidence. Круг чьей толпы смеялась смерти, блин, разрушение, развалины в развалине обширных населенных городов, чьи жители, засыпанные прахом, когда-то были, двигались и жили. Толпа нечеловеческая, хоть смертная. Лежат изображения страшных дел, раскинутые грубые скелеты, их статуи, их капища дома в угрюмой беспощадной глубине. Разрешение развалено, что-то сломано, развалено, что-то, бля. Но оно закрыто, да? Больница? Вполне. Теологический там сейчас.
You drunk, mister, or you just cracked?
Че бегаешь-то сюда?
You know the way. You can drive.
We're gonna catch hell for this. Banging up innocent men.
The newspapers will crucify the guy. They won't have time to wonder about our mistakes. We'll be okay, Rusty. As long as we catch the guy.
I hope you're right, Cole. We'll be famous if we make this case.
You love me too.
These are my best shoes, Phelps. I'll leave you to it.
Very funny.
Шляпите, да чё?
Whoa! Gonna move on, pull those boards and sinking. You want to end up like the other fossils? Anyway, snakes around, so can you see it through the car?
Почему так? Почему ты пошел?
Steady. Gonna move on, pull those boards and sinking. You want to end up like the other fossils? Anyway, snakes around, so can you see it through the car?
Easy.
How you doing out there?
I'd be doing better if you were the one trying to get across this thing. Steady.
Fall in now, Phelps.
It's at the forefront of my thinking. Easy.
Ну давай другой.
One of Teresa Terreldson's shoes.
Иная сфера, сотни тысяч сфер, как будто в ней вращаются кристаллы.
A sphere which is as many thousand spheres. Okay, where to now?
Теперь точно
What is it?
An open-toed white shoe and another stanza from the poem.
Oh, I really thought that hobo bum did the Terrelson wrong.
Confessions from the insane aren't the most credible evidence, Rusty.
Is this thing over?
It's all part of his power over us, making us run around all over the city for the clumsiest things.
So if we keep this up, we can find the guy?
Yeah. Из другой прогалины стремится с гармонией ближайших циклонов, иная сфера сотни тысяч сфер, как будто в ней вращаются кристаллы, могли бы с ней по плотности сравниться, но сквозь нее, как сквозь простор пустой, появится сияние музыка. Сама иди. Где точно сюда? Да? Пиздец, как будто бы... То ли я гений, то ли что-то знаю.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
So this guy looks out for women in bars who've had too much to drink.
Who are emotionally disturbed.
Need a shoulder to cry on, he plies them with booze.
Probably offers them a lift home.
Then beats their brains out and strangles them. Could be any schmo hanging out in the bar.
No, not anyone. He displays the bodies, leaves us messages. For all the violence, it's very controlled behavior.
These old-fashioned soaps require scrubbing and
Как будто он только что прямо вперед.
On it goes. When do you think we'll reach the end of this thing?
You ever been in here, Gallagher?
No. I have no intention of going in. I heard that thing's tricky. I'm gonna wait here and have a quiet smoke. Think about hidden meetings.
Я так примерно помню. Примерно. Совсем верно. Путь назад. Или нет? Это походу выход. Надо...
Once belonging to Celine Axford Henry.
Суды и тюрьмы, все, что было у них. Все, что им спертым воздухом дышал. Орудия пыток, цепи, мечи, скипетры и троны. Дома холодных, жестоких размышлений, как варварские глыбы, громоздились, как тень того, что уж больше нет. Чудовищные образы, что смотрят бессмертных.
Thrones, altars, judgment seats, prisons. No, it couldn't be.
В полицейском участке.
See? That was easy.
I found Celine Henry's ring.
How far does this thing go? How did we not catch this nut job?
Полицейский участок. Суды и тюрьмы. Все, что было. Все, что экспертом воздухом дышал. Орудия пыток, цепи и мечи, и скипетры, и троны, и тиары. Жестких губок. Чудовищный образ. Не, я не понял сам. Полицейский участок. Мимо. Мэрия какая-нибудь. Да, полицейский участок.
That's the cop in the newspaper.
Суды и тюрьмы, все, что было в них. Все, что спрятано воздухом дышал, орудия пыток, цепи, мечи, скипетры, троны и тиары. Дома холодных, жестких размышлений, как варварские глыбы, мастерских для того, что уж больше нет. Чудовищные образы, что смотрят бессмертных близко. Потому что уже нет ни судов, ни тюрем, ни орудий пыток, ни цепей. Чудовищные образы смотрят их. Ну, навряд ли это... Ух, сказать, нет. Вот, кстати, городской архив надо было. Да нет. Просто потыкаем, короче. Гений. Просто гений.
Can you drive to this one?
Возишь гений.
He's leaving us this trail of evidence.
Why? Vanity. He wants to see if there's anyone out there smart enough to catch him.
He leaves us evidence, but every location.
Опять будешь эти черные штуки под глазами. Чё это сохнет? Чё, блядь, не сохнет? Это сохнет.
Потому что ты туалет пламя не можешь.
Может, бывает.
Ни разу не видел.
Не знаю, что это.
Будто ты вообще.
Что вот надо вот пиздануть, что ли, вдогонку. Что-нибудь вот.
He's testing us, physically and mentally, to see whether we are worthy.
The type guy. You have the stoush with God.
Very good. You thinking about reading some Shelley?
All that egghead stuff. No, I'm sticking to the funny papers and the forum now. You sleep better at night. There's the throne up there. Now it's just a matter of getting to it. Climb up to the higher levels over here.
Jesus, now look what you did. Hang on, Cole. I'll get you off of there.
You gotta make it to the next platform. Get that thing as close as you can, then jump.
Jesus, now look what you did. Hang on, Cole. I'll get you off of there.
You gotta make it to the next platform. Get that thing as close as you can, then jump.
Typewriter ring. Evelyn Summers. Place he calls home. End of the line.
No, 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 no! Come on! Ah, no! I thought the whole thing was going to come crashing down on him.
I thought so too. He murdered Evelyn Summers, Rusty. The last trophy was her ring.
You find another piece of the poem?
Yes. The last piece.
You sure, Cole?
Let's find out.
Твоих чука. Вообще не понимаю. Какое-то тело.
Delicious and creamy and special. Here is
For you, sir. This special.
Не знаю, какое это тело. О, скорее всего. Точно.
Might see this as a cry for help.
God's sake, Phelps. I'm not trying to justify this.
Hear me out, Rusty. This guy has been successfully slaughtering rams now for half a year, maybe longer. He researches you, and then plants evidence so that we always have someone to go after. If he hadn't sent the letters and the poem, he could have gone on forever. We would have been none the wiser. We would have 4 executed men on our conscience and have been happy about it. Why else is he doing this?
All units, the citizen reports a 211 in progress at 9th and Grand. Unit to handle code 3, identify.
Reminds me of my days as an altar.
There's a light coming from the house.
Nothing hasty, gentlemen. Keep your hands where I can see them, or I'll be forced to redecorate the stucco with your entrails.
We're from the LAPD, sir. I'm gonna tell you only once to lower your weapon.
The LAPD, you say? Is it really possible you could have found me after all this time? How interesting.
Put down the gun, shitbird. Last warning.
This boorish ignoramus could never have found me. It was you, wasn't it? Do you remember me, detective?
The temp bartender.
Yes, you found me. You know what I'm capable of, and yet you walk in here like lambs, dressed for the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
Бежим за ним. Руку.
Where did he go?
Down the tunnel?
Can't let the son of a bitch get away.
The house, Rusty. There must be another entrance into the house.
LAPD, give yourself up.
Блин, ну где? Где вход?
Going down there.
I'll go. Call for backup and keep an eye out above ground and see where this thing comes from. Don't let me down, Rusty.
Блин, ну и хрень.
We're going down there.
I'll go. Call for backup and keep an eye out above ground and see where this thing comes from.
You're an interesting man.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Do I get a sense you're looking for personal redemption? You think we have something in common?
Surrender now or I will use deadly force.
Are you acquainted with Noire?
Куда он пошел?
Are you comfortable out of the light office? Are you comfortable?
Откуда он?
This thing has come to an end. You know that.
Where's the press, Cap? I think Phelps and I should get a medal for this. This has got to be the case of the year, right? The case of the century when you think about it.
Are you finished?
Yes, Skipper.
Good. Because there won't be any press briefings or commendations.
What are you talking about? We got the werewolf, the guy who killed the Dahlia, killed all the other broads.
You got no one. Mason was a ghost.
Can you at least tell us why, Captain?
Mason is the half-brother of one of the most highly elected officials in this country.
How high?
Beyond the moon for mere mortals like us, Rusty. There'll be no more mention of him. The city owes you both. But there'll be no mileage in ever bringing this up again.
What's going to happen to the suspects in the cases, Captain? I won't be a part of that.
A bit of missing evidence at the grand jury. Procedural error here, a mistake there. They'll all be quietly let go. The DA knows how we want to play it.
That's it?
I'm afraid it is. And I have some news for you, Phelps. No more rooting around in the entrails of cadavers and corpses for you. The head of Vice has asked the chief for you. I'm reluctant to see you go to the glory boys of Vice. My hands are tied. Go home to that lovely wife of yours. Celebrate your promotion.
Breathe out, kid. You'll go purple. I'm scared, Sarge. Everybody's scared, kid. Anyone who says he isn't is a damn liar. How many times have you been in combat, Sarge? I was with Raider Battalion on Peleliu my first time. Was it bad? It's always bad. Will this be bad? As bad as it gets, kid. But you stick by the Marine next to you, and he will stick by you. So, some of the guys, they aren't very friendly, Sarge. They've lost a lot of their friends in the last couple of days, kid. They think if they don't get to know you, that they won't have to grieve for you if you get killed. They're wrong. It doesn't work that way. Don't worry. No Marine in this company will let you down.
Phelps, welcome to Vice. This is your new partner, Roy Earl. Take a seat. A special request was made to transfer you to Ad Vice. We need a man with your kind of starch on this desk, son. We have 2 dead Negroes found in an apartment this morning on Yucca Street. Number 6358, apartment 5.
We got better things to be doing than wasting our time on 2 dead junkies.
Did I ask your opinion, detective? 2 men dead on U.S. Army issue morphine. That makes it an Ad Vice case. Beat it!
Yes, sir.
You and the lieutenant have some history?
You could say that. We used to be partners. So, you're working with the big boys now, Cole?
I guess so, Roy. I thought homicide was the primo assignment. That may be the case. I asked for you personally, Phelps. I had to pull a few strings to get you over to Advice. How does it feel? The lieutenant seems to think I'm doing okay. Okay? Don't get humble on me, Phelps. You're doing great. You're the department pinup boy. War hero and crime fighter. What a combination. I can assure you I'm no war hero, detective.
Let's
rouse some hopheads.
Не-не-не. Просто типа видео. Тиран наркоман.
Nice car, Roy. Is it department issue? No, it's my sled. You can't be seen slumming it in a Nash if you're in Vice Cold. Meanwhile, we got needle freaks kissing it goodbye all over Central Avenue.
Any of the vicinity officer needs assistance. 1825 North Highland Avenue, 1825 North Highland Avenue. Unit to handle code 2 identify.
Who in God's name would eat at that hovel? They really picked a prize shithole for our first date.
It's up the stairs, detectives. Around the corner, last door on the left.
Come on, Dunn. Your show now.
Спасибо.
Carruthers. Phelps, I've been reassigned to Advice. What have we got?
2 stiffs, overdosed. Been dead a couple of days.
Government-issued morphine. We use the same syrettes in Okinawa. Fucking Negro junkies can't take supply this pure. You know these guys? I know of them. The younger one's a 2-bit horn player by the name of Cornell Tyree. The other one works in distribution. Started using a little too much of his own product, and Jack D took exception. He wasn't born that ugly. His name's Lamont. Tyrone Lamont. So who's supplying the drugs? That's easy. Whoever knocked off the wharves in San Pedro. Jack Dragna, Mickey Cohen. Dope's been all upside down ever since Jimmy Utley started the long walk at Quentin. You talk about it like it's a system. It was a system. But those days are long gone. We are supposed to uphold the law. Yeah, and we do. But we can't change people. The truth is, everyone wants a license to get a little dirty now and then. Our job is to keep it manageable. That's how you see it? See it any other way, and you better forget about being a vice cop.
Can we get on with this? Today, preferably?
Took his jolt and drifted off. And I suppose his friend wasn't in any condition to notice that he had stopped breathing.
I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure.
A bit heavy for an empty cup. They're getting their fix right over the counter in broad daylight. Street life have no idea how dangerous this stuff is. These clowns lived on popcorn? Must have been messy eaters. It's all over the floor. No cooking or preparation. Must have been the easiest fix these two ever had. Another special order from the Caesar.
Негр, где тут негр? Блэк. А, раз негр.
23 years old. A small chance in life is probably better than no chance.
Never the same. Another day, another dollar.
One cigarette is enough to knock you out for combat trauma. Two will stop your heart. Looks like it was always going to end this way.
Просто негр. Ну, жесть.
They say only the good die young. I hope it was true in your case.
Find anything interesting?
Who was JJ? And why do these two care about his taste in music?
Catch all the good ones, folks. Find anything interesting?
Some kind of fruit? A bell?
Find anything
Wind.
interesting?
Strange doodle. I wonder what's the correlation between love of the needle
Another day,
and music. Another special order from the Caesar.
The Emperor across the street appears to shift a lot of popcorn. Let's shake him down.
You can drive. Fine. Where are we headed? Right. Let's wrap this up before I actually have to work overtime instead of just claiming for it. You're a true inspiration to us all, Roy.
Help you?
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD. We're inquiring into the deaths.
Hand over the popcorn, numbskull, before we kick the door in. Get that son of a bitch. Stay on him.
Eddie, help me out, man. They're trying to kill me. You gotta help me out. What the hell going on here? Morgan! That you?
You picked the wrong cop, you fucking animals. Quit dancing around and hit me.
What's your name?
Morgan.
Half an answer is no answer to me, asshole.
Fleetwood Morgan.
Keep an eye on him, Roy, while I take a look around.
Keep very still, Fleetwood. Don't give me an excuse to shoot you.
Doesn't look like anything. Morphine. Might not be filling, but I'm sure it's satisfying. These number slips might affect your tone, Fleetwood. Should be stamped on the reverse by the issuer.
Maybe Morgan can give us something on this Jones character.
About time we heard what Fleetwood here has to say, Cole.
We're inquiring about the deaths of two men in an apartment across the street, Fleetwood. We want answers.
Of course. I'll do my best, mister.
You sold the drugs to Cornell Tyree and Tyrone Lamont.
Oh, I sell fried steaks and black-eyed peas.
You're lying, Fleetwood. We know that you supplied them.
I don't know nothing about no drugs. All I do is my 10 hair flipping burgers. Can you prove any different?
Flipping burgers and strapping jolts of morphine to the bottom of popcorn cups, Fleetwood. Now, I want the truth. Who supplies the drugs?
Cat by the name of Armstrong Edwards. He brings the stuff around about once a day.
I know Armstrong. He's a two-bound, strictly small time. Who's he working for, Fleetwood?
Jermaine Jones.
We have you for the hop and resisting arrest. Tell us about the numbers if you want our help.
Look, the numbers are the white man's tax on poor folk. All right, now what else you want to know?
We have an address on the slips. We're gonna go down there now and rat you out, Fleetwood. Tell whoever it is that you rolled over and gave them up.
No. Look, I've been cooperative, okay? Now you gotta help me some.
Fleetwood, I'm gonna speak personally to the judge on your behalf.
A name, Fleetwood.
Look, he's a real slick dude. Wears a hat and swings a cane. Goes by the name of Merlin. All right, I ain't got a last name.
See you at the station, Fleetwood.
Wait, you're gonna help me, right?
Of course, kid. You helped us out. We always like to repay a favor. Can you see that Fleetwood gets a nice cell, Wallace? One with a window and a nice fresh pillow.
Isn't he the cop that won a medal for solving all those cases?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on a Jermaine Jones musical booking agency.
Just a moment, Detective. Jermaine Jones. The office is listed as 5528 Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thank you.
Grown man, playing at being bored.
Isn't that the cop who taught the guy that was pretending to be dead? When's America going to under?
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
I heard you were in the Blue Room the other night. Shouldn't you have been at home? Tucked in bed with the wife and kids?
Where I go is your business?
It couldn't have had anything to do with a certain delightful but damaged German girl, could it?
I don't know what you're talking about, Roy.
Germany. Пиздили сорочно. Germany is Germany. Па-па-па-па-па.
Detectives Phelps and Earl, LAPD.
The name's Merlin Odie. I run a strictly legitimate bookmaker's detective.
So that's not an illegal wire service that your colleagues are running? And the number slips that I've been picking up all morning with this address on them have nothing to do with you.
I pay my kick to the Watts, and they pay their cut to the LAPD. You can't go shaking me down.
You're a loudmouth motherfucker, aren't you? Anyone ever tell you that criminals are supposed to keep their mouths shut? Stay where you are while we look around.
Лики. Вишенка, колокольчик. Победа. Вишенка, колокольчик. Победного был ставить, да? Вишенка. Потом все наоборот, да? Вишенка, какая же победа. Блин, вот так вот, вот.
With this quantity, we're looking at a high-level trafficking charge. Thanks for the paper trail, Merlin. I think Ramez's place is our next stop. Oh, that's quite a win for a dime, Merlin. You better start talking.
Damn it. Get after him, Phelps.
Give it up, Audie.
Эй, ну отойди, мужик. Я ж поймал тебя. Вот,
All right, relax, motherfucker, you got me.
Nice wand, Merlin. Too bad you couldn't pull off your vanishing act.
Make your joke, smart guy, but don't damage that. That there's a valuable antique.
You don't say. Maybe you ought to have a look at this, Cole.
Hey.
Adi has Jose Ramez in his pocket. Ramez must have forgotten his lucky numbers. Would you like to calculate the odds on you going to prison for a very long time, Merlin?
I'm not going nowhere. I paid my contributions, and I'm not getting hustled by you.
We're only interested in morphine. Army surplus morphine. What do you have to say about that?
I heard about that. Big robbery on the ship. Ain't my line of work. I prefer something with a sporting outcome.
Okay, Merlin. Behave like a moron. The two dead guys. I'm telling the DA that you sold them the hop. Are you hearing this?
Loud and clear, motherfucker. I have chips, and I'm not throwing my cards in this easy.
Ramez seems to owe you a lot of money.
We all owe somebody.
So it has nothing to do with the proceeds of the morphine shipment?
It's a gambling debt. The Heaps took over the wire service and screwed me. Now I just do what I'm told. Run numbers and ship dope. Jose's no different. He just thinks he's the big man that can run up tabs.
You're not the guy we want, Merlin, but we're taking you in. Maybe some time in a cell will help you remember something worthwhile.
Fuck you, and fuck you. You'll never put a charge on me.
Fuck you.
Take this bum in. Take the long way around.
And fuck
Don't be gentle
you.
with him. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Can you drive to this one?
Where are we going?
How was Hopgood doing, Roy? Who? Marlon Hopgood, your informer. He was my corroborating witness in the Bishop case.
Oh, right. Marlon. You're not still sore about that, are you? You made the case without him.
He was an accessory to the abuse of the girl, boy.
As long as Hollywood exists, it's gonna be chewing up starry-eyed little girls. Marlon was small time. You caught the big fish. And look how much good it did your career. Look at this place. I'm guessing not much talent comes out of this talent agency.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, batch 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Can I help,
I need an address
detective?
for Ramez Removals. That's Ramez, R-A-M-E-Z.
Just checking. Ramez Removals, corner Sunset and Wilton. Owned by a Jose Victor Ramez.
Thanks for your help.
Да я... Сколько можно уже? Трешку.